Welcome everyone, it's Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, meme review, software releases, sometimes hardware releases, websites by plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. Joining us today, very special guest, fellow Bitcoiner, Erasmus, and he is going to talk to us a little bit about some of this money printing. Anyways, before we get to all that, we're going to the numbers. Let's do it.
Number time!
At the time of this recording, the block height is 691,914. The Bitcoin price, 29,735. Chain rewrite days, 1,075. Total public Lightning capacity. Yeah, it's another all-time high. 1,891.87 BTC. Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 4.74%. And sats per dollar, yep. We climbed 3,364.
Hey, but more sats per your dollar. And
yep.
We've been saying it. The price is the noise, and the signal is the Lightning Network. It just keeps crawling up, man. Just keeps crawling up slowly. But right. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that's right, and the same type of thing, right? When there's a lot of liquidity, right? We start to see more people get involved, more development. And yeah, I think we're going to see some really interesting things coming to Lightning in the future.
I agree. Very, very, very bright orange future, like Corey likes to say. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. And along came a terrible tweet storm. And this is just one piece of that terrible tweet storm. Mairead McGuiness. Anyways, I don't even know who this person was before today. Commissioner for Financial Services, Financial Stability, and Capital Markets Union. Yes, that's right. There needs to be people that create financial stability, even though there's no financial stability. So figure that one out. Anyways, here we go. Cryptocurrency is one of the newest ways to launder money. Our rules will now apply to the whole of the crypto sector. We will ban anonymous crypto wallets and make sure the crypto assets transfers are traceable. So first of all, every Bitcoin transaction is traceable. So this is hypocritical nonsense. Okay, this is complete garbage. That's the first piece. The second piece is that Bitcoin is not anonymous; it is pseudonymous. Okay, so this idea of anonymous crypto wallets is just complete garbage.
It's already a confirmed fact that, by these regulatory institutions, like they admit it themselves, that criminals prefer cash much more than Bitcoin. And
we covered this.
And that's exactly for the reasons you just pointed out, by the way.
We covered this. We actually covered that they still prefer cash, okay, over any other type of payment. Okay, so this is, anyways, it's hilarious. But now look, the piece that really shook me on this was the laundering money, right? Because they are complete hypocrites. They have all these financial, these councils and all these committees and all of these unions and all of this stuff that stops all of these things. And yet, for some reason, they can't seem to stop all of these things. Okay? So, did a little digging. Found this Reuters article, Europe's money laundering scandal. All right. So here we go. Largest ever money laundering scandal in Europe is rippling through the region's banks. The scandal spread to the Estonian branch of Danske Bank, Denmark's largest lender, which is now facing probes in several countries for handling 200 billion euros, 224 billion suspicious transactions of Russian money between 2007 and 2015. Other lenders that help process suspicious payments from the Baltics also could be in the frame. Deutsche Bank, which acted as a correspondent bank to Danske, is under investigation over its links to the money as well. Okay? The problem isn't limited to Russian flows. EU-based criminal organizations such as the Italian mafias launder most of their illegal proceeds in the largest EU states, estimates show. So again, right? I mean, it's such hypocritical nonsense. Why do we listen to this time and time again and act like they fix anything? It's their institutions that facilitate this. ING, the Netherlands' largest financial services provider, was forced by the Dutch regulator to pay $950 million fine last year over money laundering. Its Italian business is also under investigation over similar allegations, and EU banks paid over $16 billion in fines between 2012 and 2018 because of lax money laundering checks. Okay?
But I just want to focus on that last part that you said. that's the difference between bankers and us peasants, right? They pay fines while we go to jail. There's a double standard, right? You know, and I just want to go back to the 2008 financial crisis, right? Literally almost destroyed the country. And it was actually the start of, you know, this QE experiment, right? Bro, none of them went to jail. Not one banker went to jail, man. It's crazy, dude. It's absurd. But anyways, I'm sorry, Phil. Go ahead.
No, not at all. No, valid points, man. So take a look, right? 5 major banks exposed for moving trillions for mobsters, Onecoin, remember we were talking about Onecoin, the Onecoin scam, and drug cartels. This is September 21st, 2020, just, you know, for this didn't just happen, right? So anyways, here we go. 2,100 documents implicate New York Mellon, JP Morgan, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered in facilitating a number of sketchy financial transgressions. Documents were revealed to 108 news organizations in 88 countries. Okay, when the story broke. So 2.4 trillion in illicit funds are laundered each year, the story notes, but authorities detect less than 1%. Less than 1%, guys. I mean, this is so sad. I mean, I want you to think about all the rules, all the laws, all the garbage, all the nonsense, regulation and red tape that they put all around, right? What you go through, you know, to, let's say, even purchase a house, okay? And these institutions facilitate absolute scumbags. And all they get is a slap on the wrist because they can afford it.
Yep. It's the price of doing business, man. Like they pay millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, every couple year of, you know, of non-compliance fines, right? And they see it as the part of doing business. And you're absolutely right. And before anyone gets scared, right, you know, because Phil did say, you know, that lady that she said that she was gonna ban anonymous crypto wallets in Europe. Before anyone gets worried, I asked Danny Scott from Coin Corner, and he said, to quote him, yeah, it's just words. You said it yourself. She's a politician making bold statements for clickbait, right? You know, that's his statement on that. So they aren't going to ban anonymous crypto wallets in Europe. That's just political rhetoric. But anyways, I'm going to shut up now. And Erasmus, what are your thoughts on this, man? Are you as riled up as we are?
These government officials are just treading water. So the fact of the matter, and Phil nailed it, is that with cash, you have money laundering, you know, going on forever. So now to try to put that label strictly into crypto is, and specifically Bitcoin, is a fallacy. It's not going to get them anywhere. The 1,000 Swiss franc bills continue to be the preferred instrument in the dark alleys of Europe.
Very well said. Very well said. Yeah, man. Interesting. I love
I didn't know that.
I love getting different Bitcoiners on the channel because they all have a different perspective. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by Alex Waltz, a fellow plebe. You go follow him at raw_avocado, and definitely go check out his YouTube channel. It's also by his name, Alex Waltz. Go follow it. Go subscribe. Help us defeat all the shitcoin channels. Follow the Bitcoin channels. But anyways, let's get to the meme. It's Captain Planet and Bitcoin. I don't know. Oh my God, dude, that's hilarious. Okay, but you really, really kind of have to understand the culture for you to get that meme. It's very insiderish, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. For that meme, because it was insiderish, I'm just going to give it a red Sharpie.
Yeah. Solid score. Okay. Yeah, totally insiderish, but not only that, but like Captain Planet is, I'm pretty sure, like a 90s cartoon, early 90s cartoon, you know, like I remember watching that. So but the association is totally perfect. And for that, I'm giving it my old webcam that we used to film this with.
Oh, dude, the camera that started it all. I think I had the same one too.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny. But yeah, just to give everyone some context, and Erasmus some context, hopefully he understands the meme. It's making fun of Michael Saylor's Bitcoin Council, you know, because Bitcoin doesn't require council. Anyways, Erasmus, what would you give that meme?
Well, I'll give it what you have already on the screen. It's always been there from the beginning. It's actually perfect because all those guys seem to be happy. And that's a good way to take that gloom and doom that is on the top of the heads of some Bitcoiners. So there you have it, the happiness triangle. Did you see it?
Okay.
Has anybody ever given their own avatar?
No, but I love it. I love it. Oh my God, this is awesome. Okay, anyways, guys, do you agree with our scores? A red Sharpie, the OG Simply Bitcoin webcam, and of course, the happiness triangle. Do you agree with our scores? Do you disagree? Let us know down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to join our Telegram group, and you can link us some memes so we can review them because it's a meme review. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
All right, everybody, listen, this is another Simply Bitcoin We Told You So moment. And I just want to point out that we covered this months ago and mainstream media hasn't said jack shit, okay? And we used Erasmus's article, right, to kind of cover what was going on because me and Phil are Bitcoiners. We really don't know, that much about the legacy system as much as Erasmus. But anyways, to read the last passage of Erasmus's article, this wave of liquidity running amok, and of course, he's talking about the reverse repo market, right? It's this huge deal. Basically, essentially, no one, the banks don't want to use the money, so they have to send it back to the Fed. It's absolutely crazy. It's absurd. It doesn't make any sense. Erasmus is going to explain it, but I just want to read his last passage. This wave of liquidity running amok is of such magnitude that is beginning to choke the financial system. The reverse repo market is just one of the symptoms of a mad world made out of inorganic money, not generated by the economy, printed freely by the Fed out of thin air. That we've been saying that for a very long time. And I just want to note that this article came out in May 20th, 2021. Okay, let's check out the next article. Came out June 23rd. US Fed reverse volume hits record $813 billion. Okay, but it keeps going. The latest recent article by Bloomberg came out July 16th, 2021. Volume surges over the past month, reaching an all-time high of $992 billion. Okay, so the reverse repo market, kind of like the printing of money, the chart looks very, very similar. But Erasmus, we're going to ask you the same question that one of your readers said. How does this end? And, how does this end, right? Why should people care about this? What the hell is going on? As Bitcoiners, we just see this as like the broken fiat system.
Yes. Well, first of all, what is the repo market? In the repo market, financial institutions lend money to each other when they don't have enough to cover their legal reserve, but that's overnight. When the money is not enough from the banking system, then the Fed intervenes, and it's the Fed who lends the money. So that's the repo market. So what is the reverse repo? Well, the reverse repo is an aberration because you have the Fed every day pumping money, inorganic money, by buying bonds and financial instruments from the market. That's the QE process, right? And they're doing it to the tune of $120 billion. In the repo market, basically the Fed may intervene and lend more money on top of that. But on the reverse repo, what you have now, it's been going on now for a couple of, almost 3 months. The financial system is so liquid, drowning in liquidity, like you read in the article, that they don't have where to place that money. You could also argue they're not willing to lend the money at these low interest rates. So what do? They go to the Fed overnight and they buy bonds from the Fed. So mad world, right? The Fed is buying bonds from the free market during the day, and in the evening, the banks go and buy those bonds back just for the night from the Fed. Why do they do that? They're looking for a tiny return overnight. It is crazy. It does not make any sense because basically the QE process is supposed to be providing liquidity to the market. But that liquidity is not filtering down to the lenders and the borrowers. The banks are not willing to lend. So in the evening, all that excess liquidity literally comes back to the Fed. That is been ballooning and actually exceeded $1 trillion. So how does this end? No one knows, because you saw what happened in the fall of 2019 when the Fed tried to start reversing the QE process.
Which we also covered on Simply Bitcoin, by the way.
We had a major crash because basically they drained basically all the liquidity from the market, and suddenly a couple of banks didn't have enough money one evening, and the others were not willing to lend to them, and the repo interest rate shot up.
So what you're saying is that they tried to stop printing money, and they couldn't.
Correct. This is a very, very dicey subject. The government knows it. They don't want to talk about it, but I don't see how they can reverse the QE process. Just a hint that this accommodative policy by the Fed is going to change. And look what happened with the stock market 3 weeks ago. So how does it end? Nobody knows.
I'm smiling because I think that this is it. I think that we live in a clown world. I really do. I think we live in a clown world. Like what you just explained is the funniest thing. Like think about it. If you sat there buying something back from yourself all day long, I mean, that is like the absolute definition of circle jerking. I mean, like, I don't even know what to, I don't even know what to say. That's like, imagine that, right? How does that work?
Dude, listen, if that doesn't make sense how that works, just buy Bitcoin.
Well, it all boils down to the fact that you need a new currency. That's clear. And by the way, Phil, as a subject of a different conversation, perhaps another day, you have Treasury issuing T-bills for these massive stimulus packages that are being bought by who? Because there is not enough money in the world to buy $2 trillion, of T-bills at the same time, right? Who's buying them? The left pocket, right?
Oh,
but that's a different subject. So
the Fed, they're buying their own shit, man.
Not directly, but that's how they do it. Yes, of course.
That is awesome.
Phil, have you read anywhere any concerns when these 2 trillion packages, 1.5 trillion packages come out that they will be placed? Or
we're the only fools reporting this stuff, to be honest.
Or who's going to buy them? Because I mean, the largest government funds in the world, sovereign funds, are in the 1 trillion range. So what could they pitch in? 50 billion? That's a lot of money, right? But how do you sell $2 trillion in one shot? But they're not concerned about it, right? But that's a different subject.
Holy crap.
Wow. Okay.
Even worse than we think.
Mind blown. I think as Bitcoiners, we see what's going on, Phil, but we don't understand the intricate details.
Yeah.
But holy crap. Man, dude, it's so much worse. Man, remember how you said they're all bobbling their heads, bro? It's worse than that. I don't know what is worse than that, but it's worse than that.
It's such... I mean, really, it's totally just magical shit.
Yes,
it is. It really is. Like, so that's why they like Ethereum. That's why they think ETH is money. They're like, hey, look, these guys are imitating us, but digital.
Man, it's
worse,
dude. It's super crazy, man. It's super crazy. Definitely want to get Erasmus back on to explain some more subjects. But anyways, so there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. All right, we've got fully noted version 0.2.18 that was released, and that is a Bitcoin node operating system. Down below in the show notes, check it out.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, before we go, I want to give a shout out to our awesome guest that explains the fiat system. That is just I feel like it's unnecessarily complicated. Phil, I think you were talking about this. You referenced it with that book, The Creatures from Jekyll Island. Something that they just make it unnecessarily complicated. Erasmus explained it to us today. Absolutely mind-blowing. If you want to keep up with him and you want to read more of his stuff, definitely go check out his newsletter. It's on Substack. The link is down the link description. It's called Erasmus Newsletter. I like the bio. Simply the truth about current affairs. Interesting. Okay. But anyways, guys, that was our show. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to smash that like the button. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the Bitcoin news from the plant perspective and the catastrophic fiat and shitcoin fails, definitely consider subscribing. And we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.